What is up, A-Team? Oh my gosh, today I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be about how to behave classy. First of all, guys, my outfit today, so cute. It's cute and edgy. This hat actually is a custom knit hat by my friend Khadijah. It's her company. It's called Crochet Custom, and you guys should totally pick up these hats. If you use code Aisha Christina, you will get $5 off of the hat. She sells amazing products. She's amazingly talented. She also makes custom bathing suits and a whole bunch of other things. You guys got to check it out. I will also put all this information in the description box below, so do not worry. Also, before we get into this video, do not forget, if you have not already, to turn on those post notifications so that you guys are notified every time I post. And also, do not forget to follow me on Instagram. I do answer all my DMs. I am very responsive. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, guys, so today's video is going to be how to behave classy. So someone actually suggested that I do a series on this. I think that's a great idea. I do want to do a series on this. It could have how to dress classy. This one is how to behave classy. There could be another one on how to speak classy, a whole bunch of different other topics, but today's video is going to be on how to behave classy. So, step number one, you have to have manners and proper etiquette. What does that mean? Well, mannerisms is as simple as thank you, please. You know, even when you're going out, being respectful to the waiter, let's say with the person that you're with, your date, being engaging, giving them eye contact when you're speaking with them, you know, not being on your phone. Actually, personally, I think it's best to not even put your phone on the table, especially if it's a first date. You don't want to be disrespectful and, you know, have your phone on the table. But if you must have your phone on the table, have it facing face down, so that as soon as you get a notification, your eyes aren't drifting down if you're in mid conversation and someone's talking to you and you naturally look down because your phone just went off. You know, to avoid all this, my advice is just to take your phone off the table. And if that person you're with has their phone on the table, especially if it's a first date, not for nothing, but I personally think that's a little disrespectful, considering you guys are just on a first date and you want to be given their undivided attention, and I'm sure they should expect the same, right? Also, it's also important to notice that how people treat waiters do matter. You ever heard that quote where someone says, watch how someone treats a waiter because that says a lot about their character? And that's very true. No one should ever be disrespectful to anyone, you know, especially for no apparent reason. It doesn't make any sense. So always keep that in mind. Tip number two is having good posture. So I'm guilty of this myself, where I tend to slouch and I want to just just slouch and just not sit upright. But it's very important, even for your back health, to stand, sit up straight with your shoulders back, your chest up. Your shoulders need to be relaxed and back, not like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Just sit with your shoulders. I can't talk today. Sit with your shoulders relaxed and back and your chest, up. And also it makes you appear more confident as well. Tip number three is going to be kind and considerate. For some reason, people tend to associate classiness with being snobby. I think it's important that we debunk this myth, because being snobby to someone is not classy, babe. And we don't do that here. We help each other. We give each other tips. We uplift each other. It's really important that people are not giving off a snobby vibe. Are there people that do give off, a you can't be in it, a snobby vibe? Of course there are. But we're not going to be one of those people, okay? You ever been around someone where they're dressed very nice and, they look great and they look amazing? I'm a very friendly person, and I've been in positions like that where I'll be looking at someone and just like smiling, or, just like, giving them I'm exuding a nice friendly aura, let's say that. And people will look at you and just look at you like, like, why are you looking at me? Or, you know what I mean? Just a very nasty vibe you get from someone. And it's just like, wow, why do you actually have to be like that? That's very unfortunate. No matter how many things you have or how nice you look, people that act like that, to some degree, there is definitely an inferiority complex and absolutely an insecurity somewhere, somehow. It doesn't matter how amazing they look. Because happy people do not act like that. When you're happy and you're in a great mood, you want to smile at everyone, you want to talk to everybody. You don't give people dirty looks, especially when you look amazing. I don't get it. I don't understand. Also, it's important to add that being kind is also very elegant, and this attracts people to you. A part of being a lady. A part of being a lady is carrying yourself with grace and class, having etiquette, having great manners, and just being a very friendly and compassionate person. This is how I try to live my life. I try to make sure that every person that I encounter, I make them feel special. Because people, they may forget what you say, but they're not going to forget how you made them feel. So I always keep that in mind. Tip number 4, be feminine. And this does not mean just by wearing pink, just by wearing a dress, or simply just by wearing heels. It's an action as well. How you carry yourself, also your character, how you speak. Are you dropping F-bombs, when you're on a date with someone and using extreme and excessive profanity like a truck driver? It's not very becoming. Are you being rude? Are you giving an attitude? Are you rolling your eyes at people? Are you side-eyeing people? What vibe are you giving off? Being aggressive and rude and, really distastefully loud, it's very almost masculine. That there's nothing about that is feminine. And especially, men in general, and especially men of means, they really do like feminine. They appreciate and really do like, the feminine qualities in a woman. So it's important to carry yourself, with that quality. And also, before we move on to tip number 5, it's important to be in control of your emotions. And it's very hard, especially as women, to be in control of our emotions because we are naturally emotional. But I'm telling you that you can sort of, I don't want to say undo that, but you can bring it down to a certain degree to where logic, comes first before emotion does. And that's basically what I taught myself to do. And that's what I'm, eventually going to teach you guys, how to always think with logic before emotion, because that will save you a lot of heartache. I promise you. Tip number 5 is don't do too much. Don't wear too much makeup in excess, because, a lot of guys in general, almost 11 times out of 10, let's be honest, they don't like when girls wear makeup. I do wear makeup. I'm not saying don't wear makeup. I still wear makeup all the time, but I've learned, and naturally as I, grew more mature, I started naturally liking to wear, more natural looking makeup, just more of a soft glam sort of look, because yes, you can appreciate the cut creases and the glitter smoky eyes and all these things, but guys don't really care about that. Of course, they want you to look decent. They want you to look nice. So that's not to say don't wear makeup, because, babe, I think you should, if that's something you want to do. But don't cake it on to the point where when you take it off, he literally feels like you look like a completely different person. Another thing is, don't drink too much. I personally don't drink, but if you are someone that does drink, don't down that bottle of wine at the table. I'm just saying. What message are you giving across if you're literally throwing that thing straight back? Come on. Control, right? When you're drinking in excess and you think you know your limits, oh my gosh, I know how to drink. This does not even get me drunk. I drink a bottle of wine all the time. I'll be fine. You don't look fine to me. You don't sound fine to me. You don't want to send that message across of, I get wasted at every chance I get. Very unbecoming. I'm not saying don't drink at all. What I'm saying is control, know your limits, on how much you're drinking, because you always want to be in control of the situation, especially when you're out in public with the guy that you're seeing. You know, even in general, when you're with your friends, be in control of your emotions and be in control of your behavior. So don't ever drink in excess and, become belligerent. Another thing, don't overtalk when people are talking to you. I did read something where it said that it's always best to say less, I kind of adopted that myself, where I listen more now than I speak, because I want the person that's speaking to have the floor. I want to actually listen so that I can respond, and I want the same respect to be given to me. So it's very important to not talk too much. And 9 times out of 10, when you talk too much, you are oversharing, right? You tend to overshare if you're constantly over talking the person. And honestly, not for nothing, it's just honestly kind of rude. You don't want anyone interjecting when you're speaking. So have that same respect for somebody else. Tip number 6 is to be confident. So aside from your great posture, which also makes you look very confident, in your conversation, in your character, just in general, this is not even specifically date related, but it's very important that you don't carry, jealous traits, that you don't have, the comparison problem of, oh, she has this and she has that, and I don't understand why I can't get that. I don't understand why I can't get that bag, or I can't have that guy. Like, that's not fair. I feel like I'm not good enough because I don't have this and that. When that quote, there's a quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy, and it is, babe. If you're constantly comparing yourself, you're never going to be happy, because your life isn't someone's life. It just isn't. Make the best out of your life. Make the best out of your situation. Be the best version of you. That's what's more important. And in addition to that, it's equally important to celebrate people's success. Celebrate people's success around you, because when you put that type of energy out into the world, it's going to come back to you. Don't get upset when people, are getting that new car, they're getting that dream job. Get excited for them, clap for them, and genuinely, not feeling forced to. Be mindful of, how do I feel when this person is getting this? Or even if that person got something that you specifically wanted. If you think about it like this, whatever's for me won't miss me, then you won't be upset. And I'm a firm believer in that. I genuinely believe what's for me won't miss me. So if somebody else got an opportunity that I may have liked, it just wasn't for me, And I'm going to clap for that person, because whatever they did to get that, whatever that thing may be, then they deserve it. And I'm happy that they have it. And you guys should be too. My last tip is to be discreet. Being discreet is definitely a huge factor, especially when you're dating someone of means and you're dating someone that has wealth. They don't want to feel like they tell you something and you go share it with, the world. It's very important, as a lady and to have class, that you maintain privacy, that you maintain an integrity where people can share things with you and you're not telling this person and that person and that person. Especially people of means, they are generally very private people. So if they can't even trust you, because in the last conversation, you were name dropping about that celebrity that slipped in your DMs, the week before, and the billionaire guy that you were dating, 3 days ago. Very tacky. I gotta let you know. Don't ever share things like that. And that typically happens again when you're oversharing, listen. You have to listen. And also that way, when you're listening, you're gauging the person's personality. You're seeing their mannerisms. You're learning how they speak, so you know how to respond, and you can discern what to and what you shouldn't say. Does that make sense? So that just goes to say, be private and selective of what it is that you're sharing for yourself, and also have the same respect for when other people are sharing things with you. And it's just that simple. Oh, by the way, I do have 3 book suggestions for you guys that will all be linked in the description box below. 3 of these books, all of them, can be found in Brooks Brothers. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that store, but the names of the books are How to Be a Lady, 50 Things Every Young Lady Should Know, and also As a Lady Would Say. I highly, highly recommend these 3 books if you're into learning more about etiquette and being more feminine and, you know, proper manners. I think there are a couple more books as well, but those are the 3 ones that I am familiar with. So I just had to let you guys know that. Guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Suggest more things in the comment section. I love responding back to you guys. Again, do not forget to follow me on Instagram. And if you haven't still, and you made it to the end of this video and you have not turned on your post notifications, please do that so that you guys are notified every single time that I upload, okay? It's very important so that you guys can see what I'm posting. You know, you guys get it. Turn the post notifications on, follow me on Instagram. I love you guys so much, okay? And oh, also, if you made it to the end of this video, put a heart down in the comments so that I know that you made it and you watched the whole video. I love you and God loves you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.